And for the World Health Organization, they came up with a list, and they looked at randomized controlled trials, and they're like, let's see what is the consensus that we can have about how acupuncture, can help with different diseases. So they're like, we need something solid, a list of things where acupuncture absolutely can treat very effectively. This is not even close to the complete list. This is just a few of the things that they came up with, and there's so much research nowadays to back up how acupuncture can help people. The field has grown exponentially, or logarithmically, I'm not sure, but it's pretty close to them. And acupuncture can help with sciatica. It helps really well with dental pain. To give you an example, actually, I'll get back to that. So dental pain, gastritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis with acupuncture is absolutely phenomenal in its results. When someone goes to their rheumatologist and get diagnosed with RA, they have about 2 to 2.5 years before joint deterioration sets in. And that is irreversible, whether it's acupuncture or Western medicine-wise. But if they get acupuncture early on, and a lot of rheumatologists know about this, they found that you could really significantly stall that process of joint deterioration because it works so beautifully well with lowering the body's inflammation levels. And it also helps with things related to pregnancy. It can induce labor in that need. So like, I remember that Friends episode where Rachel was like, get out, get out, get out! I don't want this freaking baby in me anymore. That's when she was pregnant and pissed off, and she was overdue. Acupuncture can actually induce labor. So if y'all feeling like Rachel, there are options now. Another one is it can help with breech birth. Another includes morning sickness. A lot of pregnant women have morning sickness. They don't feel good. If you guys are guys, now you know where to send them to. Acupuncturists. Do not, I know what will make you feel better. Never tell a pregnant woman do not anything. And acupuncture helps a lot with post-operative pain. So one of the examples of that is I had wisdom teeth extraction surgery in the past to extract my 4 wisdom teeth. And I know acupuncture can be used instead of anesthesia in surgery. I want my drugs. I want to be knocked out when you take out my teeth. I don't want to recall a single detail of it. Please make sure I'm down under. But before and after, very okay with acupuncture, just not during my surgery. Don't want to be awake. So they did the surgery, and right before the surgery, I had acupuncture done. And after surgery, I had acupuncture done several times. And I went back to my doctor and I said, you see this? These are all the painkillers you prescribed me. And I said, here's the entire bottle. Count them. Not a single one I've taken. Acupuncture took care of the pain the entire time post-operatively. I had no problems. And that's one of the examples of how it can help with post-operative pain. Acupuncture is amazing with stroke rehabilitation. One of the stories of that is my godmother had a father-in-law, and back then he had a stroke that was right in the middle of the body. Normally it's usually on the left side or on the right side, but his was a very rare case. So anyway, he went from a healthy guy that could live his life to having a very decreased quality of life. He could barely get out of bed. He could barely use the restroom or, feed himself. And these were things that, he kind of took for granted. These are things that we all take for granted that we could do. So my godmother said, no, this is not cool. So she said, send the acupuncturist every day for 2 weeks to his house. And after 2 weeks, he was able to get out of bed. He was a whole lot happier. He was able to use the restroom and recover most of his functions. Now, I'm not saying he ever got 100% of his functions, but it did so much for him. And in America, we're really famous for acupuncture as, pain relief, basically. That's what it's famous here for. But in China, it's most famous for stroke rehabilitation more than anything else. So if you know someone with stroke, here's another tool that you can add to that toolkit to help them have much better quality of life. Other things include essential hypertension. I remember I read this study where it said that these patients have hypertension, so that's high blood pressure, And they found that after 6 weeks of acupuncture care, where they did it consistently and showed up for the study, they found that it decreased the diastolic and systolic number by 10 points. No dietary change, no lifestyle change, just acupuncture. And there are a lot of Americans here that are struggling with high blood pressure. Another tool to add to the toolkit. It also helps with things like allergic rhinitis, peptic ulcer, dysmenorrhea. Dysmenorrhea, guys, if you didn't know that, girls already know this. It just means painful menses. And every woman has gone through probably at least one painful menstrual cramp. Most women have anyway. And acupuncture can help with that. And it can help with depression.